at 10:35 and 25 seconds on this New Year's Eve as we say goodbye to 93 and hello to 94. And don't forget 718-937 and 6666. That's the number to call. I think for the first time in the 18 years now that we have been doing, for the most part, overnight under the covers with the schmooze of SPORTS, that tonight, right now, may be the first time that I realize that if I do ask how you be, I do realize that, yes, some of you may not be able to answer that question at this time. You know, I was just thinking, like most of the day, these parents.
I have another sports question for you.
Is it hard?
You think that Pete Rose ever going to get in the Hall of Fame?
Of course. How's that for a long, extended answer? Thank you so much. And have a nice, happy New Year if you make it to 94. This guy is on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, cruising around, calling the Sports Talk radio station. What a great night to be on the road. 10:53 and 5 seconds on New Year's Eve, 93/94 on the Fan New York City, 718-937-6666. Number to call. Right back to you and everything else after this. Because they were all speaking at the same time, but you knew it was bad for Dallas. And we hope the Giants on Sunday make it bad for the Cowpokes. Well, it's 10:59 and 15 seconds on a New Year's Eve on the Fan New York. Steve Somers here, and you there, and Sweeney and Lula on the other side of the glass, 718-937-6666. We are schmoozing until Richard nearsighted. I'm running out of time.
This is Bob Usler with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
Well, good evening to you and Happy New Year at 11:05 and 59 seconds on this New Year's Eve on the Fan New York City. Steve Somers here, you there. Sweeney and Lula on the other side of the glass, 718-937-6666 as we continue for the rest of tonight and into 94 overnight under the covers, schmoozing a little SPORTS until Richard nearsighted at 6 o'clock. My timing is off. Well, we're all excited about 94. There's just too many people on the other side of the glass. No time for me to get it all in. All right, but you do have the phone number, 718-937 and 6666 on your Fan New York. Mike is calling from Brooklyn.
Steve!
A little louder, please.
Happy, merry.
And same to you.
I want to talk about the happiest possible 94. A New York Rangers Stanley Cup. People are always dogging Eli. Now, wait a minute. I know that Eli, a lot of times, comes out as racist. When I first listened to the station, I thought the same. But I think it is, like one person said, that he has probably been duped around.
An idiot most of his life is the end of the sentence. By the way, as a public service, why don't you give out your home phone number, and maybe Eli will call you. In fact, all of us here would love that. And right now, we're going to love listening to Bob Usler, who is to my left. It's 11:20 even on New Year's Eve on the Fan New York City. And here's Bob with the 2020.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
All right, thanks very much, Steve. And
Because the view might be different.
Eli, your view is as dangerous as a bigoted white person's view. Because you know what? You're starting. You came on and you're starting. No, I'm going to tell you first.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to tell you first. You're telling me that Joe Namath got the MVP based on racism? You're full of crap. You know what, Eli? You are as dangerous as a redneck with a white sheet over their head. I'm going to tell you right now, you want to come on and talk sports, you come on and talk sports. You want to come on and talk bull crap, bye-bye.
Middays from 10 till 1 on the Fan. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Only in America. Have a good day.
New York.
Well, thank you. Good night. Yes, Frank.
Listen, before you hang up, don't forget, I want that picture.
Yes, and is it okay if I send you a picture of Kathleen Turner?
I want to see what you look like.
Well, I look actually a lot like her. You wouldn't know the difference.
Another thing is, you were talking about Akeem before, Akeem Olajuwon.
That's right. Hurry up, Frank.
For me, he earns every cent of his money.
Well, thanks so much. See, Frank had to make that fast and quick because the music is about to run out. 11:35, 35 seconds. Happy New Year. Back to you after this.
In the morning 2020 sports, Pat Riley led his boys to a 94-81 victory, a game which showed Pat Ewing leaving for 6 minutes in the first period with a hyperextended knee. Suck it up and play, you pantload.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning on The Fan.
What was the problem with the Warriors? We asked Golden State's Avery Johnson.
Well, we got a lot of good looks at the basket. Everybody got good looks at the basket that took shots in the fourth quarter.
See, unfortunately, looking at the basket isn't going to get it done. You have to get it in the basket, okay? I don't know much about basketball, but I do know you can't win a game by sightseeing on the court.
Good morning on the Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
And, Dave, I just want to let you know that during Bob Husler's update just a few minutes ago, you were traded for Bruce from Flushing and a caller to be named later.
That's great. Okay,
Philadelphia teams. The phlegm is coming up. The mucus is coming up.
that's great.
You're very easy to please, Dave. Now have yourself a happy New Year. Oh, okay, bye-bye. John is calling from New Jersey. Good evening, John.
Steve, how are you, my friend?
I am fine, thank you. And about 20 seconds, and this is how close we are to 1994 on the Fan, New York City. And, of course, it has been a wacky and wild, sometimes sad and tragic 1993. And there's a pretty good chance that we will continue talking about 93 right into 1994. And, of course, because WFAN likes to be number one in just about everything it does, I can tell you right now it's 12 o'clock, and it's 1994, so why don't we go into the old Lang Syne, and to all of you listening right here on the Fan New York City, from all of us, to all of you in the air everywhere, make it a safe and happy and prosperous and healthy 1994. And we really mean that because we need you all as listeners.
This is the 50,000-watt clear channel voice of the Mets, Jets, Rangers, and St. John. The Fan, Sports Radio.
This is Bob Husler with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Jets football.
Now boarding, Flight 66 actually continues overnight under the covers until Richard Neer at 6.
Every day, Monday through Friday at this same time, Captain Midnight is a new program to many of our listeners. It is written for red-blooded young Americans, for boys and girls, yes, and for mother and dad, too. For everyone who's young in spirit. Captain Midnight will bring you plenty of excitement, mystery, suspense, thrills galore. It lets you live a story of real adventure, in the air and on the ground. You'll never want to miss a single broadcast of Captain Midnight, and you want all your friends to enjoy it, too.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
Yes, the transition's always tight. Overnight under the covers. Well, Happy New Year and morning to you, and how you be. At 12:07 and 35 seconds on this day one of 94 on the Fan New York City. Steve Somers here, you there. Tim Reed is on the other side of the glass. 718-937-6666. As we continue overnight under the covers, schmoozing a little bit of sports with you until Richard Neer signed it at 6 here on the Fan New York. And Frank...